Hey everybody, welcome back to Majestic Collectibles. So, Silver Bronze Age comic magazine collection part 8 on this one. And actually a little bit of Copper Age, as we found out earlier in the last video. We'll see if we got any more in here. I don't really know. I don't really remember a lot of Copper Age stuff, but we'll get going on this. We'll see what happens. If you guys get a chance, click like, hit subscribe, check out our other videos. Still have quite a few videos of this collection coming up. Still have some more fire truck videos, couple other videos, so it'll be busy over the next3 weeks. That was a nice Defenders. Not worth much. Oh, more Sergeant Rock. Oh, no, maybe not. Hulk. These are a little rough though. GI Combat, water damage. Love the Adam Strange. The Adam Strange covers. These do sell. That one's actually halfway nice. At least it doesn't appear to be water damaged. Tales of the Green Lantern Corps 1. I really like this series. It's not sought after or collected, but it was a really good read. Weird War. So Jason, classmate that I grew up with. If you need 99, let me know. I got some more. Our Army 248, of course, Joe Kubert on that one. Jimmy Olsen, this one's rough. Outside of those Kirby covers and the Dark Side issue, I don't get a lot of interest. Ripley's, these gold keys, that one's a little low grade, but these gold keys do sell. Seeing some collector interest in them. You're probably looking, most of these books are going to be $4 or $5. They're not going to be in this condition. They're just not going to be that valuable, but they do sell. They do sell a lot of the gold key stuff. The last probably during COVID and after has been all right. Mighty Samson is not one of those. That is not one that anybody I can ever recall in 39 years of doing this that anybody has ever asked me for a Mighty Samson comic. If you need any, I've got some. They are low grade. They've got some soiling, lots of rubbing on there, light water damage in spots. Covers are good, especially those early ones. So, there may be some value. Might just group these all up, put them up for sale on my eBay store. I don't know. We'll see. It'll be a few months because this is not going to be a priority. That's kind of a cool cover. Adventures into the Unknown, that's ACG. It's lower grade, but I'll tell you what, it'll sell. The ACG sci-fi horror and even the romance starting to move, and they're really tough to find above fine, at least around these parts. Forbidden Worlds. I've collected them for a long time, although I am not near a set. I gotta tell you, I've not, I keep seeing the same issues over and over and over again, so I've got a lot of gaps in my personal collection on this title. These are pretty low grade though. I suppose if it fills in a gap, oh boy, that one's really rough. Fills in a gap, I might keep them just so I have that issue number, but long term I'd rather have something a little higher grade. Space War, it's a reprint book, Steve Ditko art. Good book though. If you find them, pick them up. Great read, great art in them. Space Adventures, that's one I do not see a lot. That's Charlton, and they're starting to become pretty collectible too. It's not one, honestly, I've really collected much myself on that. Forbidden Worlds is nice dinosaur cover. Wish these were a little better condition though, but just some fun stuff. Hot Stuff, this thing is not in good shape at all. It's got writing on it. Very collectible title though, sells better than Richie Rich. The Wendy Casper Hot Stuff books sell pretty well. Not high dollar again, but they do all right. I don't know if you guys, I haven't been showing you, but a lot of those must have been in a loose box because the spines are broken. Bunny, another teen book. I don't know about that. I don't get too many of these. I'll have to see if that sells. Rough shape, but a good cover. They really like those kind of those mod covers, hippie covers, whatever you want to call it, the fashion covers, bikini covers, so that'll sell to somebody. Boogaloos, that's a rough book. I do not get a lot of people asking. Flintstones usually sell. That's Flintstones and Pebbles 1, but wasn't stored right again, so that's going to hurt it. Jetsons are always good. This one's low grade. Lots of foxing. See if you can see that bend and warping in there from not being bagged and boarded. Here's another number 1, not the original. Gold Key was the first one. That's still a decent book if you get it in decent grade. Oh boy, you know, the sad sack stuff, I don't know what to tell you there. I can't do much with it. Little kids, it's not a real common title I see. You look in the guide, some of them book maybe higher than you think, but I've never had any luck with them. Pebbles and Bam Bam, again, that's Flintstones, so they'll be saleable even in this lower grade. Sad Sack, ugh, boy, I don't know what to tell you guys there. I have never in my life had anybody come up and say, hey, you got any Sad Sack comics? These will probably end up going on consignment auction with Auction Gang on the south side. I just can't do anything with them. I've even had some number 1s. Just nothing there. Just kind of a weak title. Ran for a really super long time. Josie's okay, not quite as good as Sabrina. Do have some nice covers like that with the Mummy. That one's pretty rough though. So that's not real great. Another Josie, number 54. And here's another one. So there's some collectability there. Archie, it's got to be a bikini cover or one of the innuendo covers. Then they sell really well. Otherwise, they pretty much just go in, you know, like a $2 box if they're older. And they're kind of slow there. Everybody's just looking for those naughty covers on there. Reggie and Me, probably the worst of the Archie is the Reggie's book, although they do have some good covers on them. They just don't seem to have too many people asking about them. World of Archie, that one's really rough. Ugh. So I don't know, some of these I'll go through them a little closer other than just flipping the covers. Bikini cover, so somebody will buy that one. But a lot of these, I got a feeling, are going to go with those Sad Sacks. I'll probably just move them out on auction. I've got hundreds and hundreds of Archie titles, and they are just, I don't know, other than certain ones, they are just not great sellers. Charlton War, you know, that's still one that has not done well for me. A lot of the other war books have kind of picked up some interest. These are still, I don't know, these are still not really sought after too much, at least around here. They do, you know, again, throw them out like the Archies, couple of bucks a piece maybe. There's a few good covers, but I think the biggest problem with a lot of them is the cover quality, the art quality on the covers does not really match the DC Marvel stuff at all. That's a cool one with the Huey on there. Millie the Model does sell. This one's rough, so I don't think that's going to be anything, but nicer ones in that era do sell. Same with Chili. This one's a little rough again too. You got to make sure they're complete. Some of those giant size had puzzles, some had paper dolls that may have been cut out, so you do have to take a close look. Another bikini pool cover. I wish these were a little better shape. More Charlton War books, which is not helping the cause. This is not a great box. Boy, that one's worn out. Great box so far. Now here's a line that used to sell. I call it a baby boomer title. A lot of these guys, you know, not necessarily comic collectors, but they like the cars and hot rod magazines and just, you know, kind of grew up in that 50s, 60s, early 70s hot rod era, I call it. But not too much. I tell you, they've been really slow. I don't know I'm suspicious they've aged out a little bit where they're not collecting, and you know, maybe even some of them aren't with us anymore. So it's another one of those titles that I sold quite a few of, and not big money, you know, $5 to $10 a piece, a lot of them. But these right now, I can't even get $5 out of a lot of them. Charlton Westerns, oi. Another one right there with Sad Sack. This is a Skywald book. That's kind of an interesting book. I don't know much about Jungle Adventures. I don't know if I've ever had one before. Okay condition. If it's Skywald, usually there's a collector for it. I don't know what these are worth. I assume not a fortune. They're probably about VG, but I'll have to look those up. That's kind of nifty. Oh, good. More Charlton War Titles. Oofta. Oofta. This box is not lighting the world on fire, but like I said, I wanted you guys to see what it's like handling a collection start to finish, you know, the kind of that raw look at it, unpicked or whatever. And this is what you don't see a lot, you know, if you don't deal with collectibles or buy large collections, is even with a good collection, and I would consider this a very good collection because of that Marvel Silver Age stuff from back earlier in the year. But there's a lot of suet, just a lot of, you know, kind of low to no interest titles. And it's unfortunate, but you know, there's so much of this stuff out there, it's very understandable why some things are collected and some aren't. And this ran a long time. Look at that, 134 on Charlton Fighting Army. And I read them as a kid. I bought them off the shelf in the 70s. Did not have a subscription. They weren't that interesting. I'd find an interesting cover and buy it. This is a neat book. Steve Ditko art on that one, I believe. And number 5, Blue Beetle. This is, of course, before DC got a hold of them. 1968. And see up there, yep, Steve Ditko. So that one I'll probably have a little bit of value. It's low grade. Here's a line I've always liked. It wasn't the greatest, but they actually did have some neat covers on there. And it ran for a while anyway. I don't think they're super valuable. Atlas book, number 3. The higher numbers are tougher to get. I don't know on the Morlock series if that's really valuable or not. This is always good. This is Dell instead of Gold Key, but beautiful painted covers. Outer Limits, based on the TV show. Anything UFO, flying saucer. Well, I collect it too, but always been popular, mainly among the, that's too bad, chunk out, mainly among the I guess, comic collectors. Turok, always a good seller, on these Gold Key Turoks. The earlier the better, of course, but they had so many dinosaur covers. Story's not bad. I didn't read a lot of Turok, but they were enjoyable, kind of something different. Oh, one of my faves right there, Dark Shadows. That's a run I've been trying to put together for a while. Finding those couple early issues with the poster. Again, brilliant cover on that. Oh, that one was water damaged on the bottom. Bummer. Here's another one. So I'll definitely have to go through my Dark Shadows list and see if I need any of those. And there we go. Oh, that's even the giant size. UFO, flying saucers, giant size, always good sellers. Don't see them a lot. You know, even here with all these comics we've gone through and these oddball titles and off publishers, what, two of the UFOs, I think, so far. Hopefully there's more. Another good seller. Beautiful covers. Space Family Robinson. These are a little rough again, probably good to very good. And that's about it there. They're well worn. That one's not too bad, but it's a newer one. But they always sell. Magnus is one that was kind of a dud for a really long time, but the earlier issues I do have some interest in, and they do have great covers. Story's okay if you're into like the Asimov or the AI robots or Terminator stuff where we're gonna, you know, take over the world. That's kind of a little bit what this is about. Fun action book. This one's rough. You can see the foxing on that. But that's another book that I think languished for a long time and now is finally getting some collector interest, and rightfully so. This would actually be another Netflix series. Boy, if they could do Magnus and do, well, Dark Shadows, it's just a crime that's not being continued right now. But Magnus would be another one of those for streaming that I think would do fairly well, would get a lot of interest. And some brilliant covers on these. And they're not high dollar books, especially in this grade, but for a long time they wouldn't sell in any grade. Star Trek does okay, not a fast seller. Here's what people are after. They like the photo covered stuff, and I think it was only the first, 7, 8, 9 had the full photo covered on there, and they usually sell pretty good money, $20 plus if they're solid. Boris, always kind of had a cult following, but now I think it's actually got a little more interest in that one too. That and the Twilight Zone. That's always been a pretty good one. And I don't know if we've run across any Twilight Zone so far in the boxes, have we? I don't remember. I don't think so. If it wasn't much. But again, beautiful painted covers on the Boris Karloff run. Ran for quite a while. It was not a short run book, so I must have gone for 10 years or more? That's too bad. That's water damaged on the front. You can maybe pick it up in the camera, see it on your side. Boy, this is one of those books that I swear every collection, no matter what kind of collection it is, this book is in there. So I don't know. There's just some issues that I see turning up all the time, and that one was one of them. Boy, there's a nice little run of these Boris. And I do have a collection. I think I've got most of them. I think the ones I'm missing are actually some high numbers that I don't pay much attention to. Kind of like the earlier stuff. Oh, that was nice. Phantom. I can sell Phantom as long as it's not in North America. No kidding. Big following in Australia in particular, but also Europe. I think it ran in the newspapers, like Newspaper Daily and Sunday strips for a long time. Might still be going, but around the U.S., not so much. Another Atlas, Grim Ghost. Well, it's a number 3. A lot of these only went 3 to 5 issues on those Atlas books. Great cover. That's another series that I've been working on for quite a while. That one might be okay condition-wise. Oh, some more Star Trek. And these, they do sell, but they're a lot slower than the photo cover, the early photo covered ones. Here's, it's one of my favorite covers in the series too. Is the one with the Enterprise. This one's rough. See all that foxing and staining on there. That's too bad. But that's a good one. It is tough to get in high grade because of the white cover though. So there's usually a premium attached to that one. And they did have beautiful painted covers, but I think most folks, because of the popularity, this is what they're looking for right here. They're looking for those full cover color photos. And here's another one, real good one on the transporters. So those will be good. I do have a run, I think up close to the end. They had some reprints there in the last few issues, and I don't think I bothered to get those. Planet of the Vampires, it's number 3. Fantastic art on there. Is that, let me see. Oh yeah, it is. It's a Russ Heath cover on that one. Again, that might be the last issue. I don't know. Here's number 2. And I've had a lot of onesies and a few twosies, and I don't know. I'll have to look and see what my 3 is. I know I've got the set, however long it ran. Oh, there it goes. Twilight Zone. Rod Serling, great TV series. I still watch it on, like the Freevee or something like that when it's on. Have always enjoyed him. That one season, was it season 4? 3 or 4, where they did the hour-long episodes. That was a little too much. I kind of liked it when they kept them little shorter stories, and they did go back to that. after that season, which I think was a good call. Again, there is demand for the Twilight Zone stuff, so I don't know, I'll have to look through. I think I've got the whole collection though, including the giant size, and there's a couple others in there, so I don't think I need any of these. And these are pretty, well, that one's maybe a VG, but overall they're a little on the rough side for what I want, but they look, well, there's a big fat arrival date or something on there. Still a good run. Still a good run. Ghost Stories. That's one I've been putting together for a while now too. One of my favorites, because that sports car looks like a 1950s MGA. I'm a big British sports car fan, so I always liked that one. It's another title that not particularly valuable, but I don't see them a lot in collections, and they usually sell well. Doomsday Plus One actually was not a bad read. You notice, I don't know if you see that down there, John Byrne. So it's a John Byrne cover. A lot of people don't seem to pay any attention to that, this title. And you can see it's kind of a post-apocalyptic, well, not kind of, very much is. Very popular 60s and 70s theme. Submarine Attack, again, it's a Charlton's, a little better cover, it's a little older one. Strange Suspense, Steve Ditko art in some of these, if not all of them. This one's rough, not one I see a lot. I was just going to see if Steve did anything in this one. Oh, Jim Aparo. So he did a lot of Batman in the 70s and 80s, and was, you know, Brave and the Bold DC guy after this. So they actually, on those earlier Charltons, did have some talent. They just didn't pay enough, I guess. Flash Gordon, fun little series. I've got the whole run. Didn't go super long on it. You know, kind of sort of followed the story. I think they did their best. I'm just a Flash Gordon fan. I don't think too many people are looking for him, though. Hercules, not so much. And that one's rough. Now this is a title I rarely see anywhere, the Charlton Premiere. And I gotta tell you, I don't think I ever had this book. I'll have to look this up, because I am, oh, kind of fun book. I don't think it's worth a fortune. Volume 2, number 267, bi-monthly. Well, it's got Dick Giordano, DC, longtime editor at DC, worked on Batman as an artist for a long time. And he's the editor here, so it's probably a pretty good book, is what I'm saying. The art's okay. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but really interesting. I'll have to do some research. If anybody knows anything about that, let me know. Looks like we got a little bit of copper. Micronauts, great read. You know, they sell once in a while, not the best sellers, but again, if you want a good read and pick some stuff up cheap for the run, that'd be a good place. Another Action Comics, 526, halfway decent shape. Oh, no, I said that, and it's got water damage, so much for that. And last one here, Micronauts, number 35. Now, I don't know if you noticed that. That's 30 pence. So this is a UK edition. Bob Layton did the cover. Met Bob a couple times. Nice guy. And it's low grade, but I don't know if they pulled it out of Canada or actually pulled it out of the UK. Sometimes they floated through. I think came through Canada. They were purchased in the UK and came through the East Coast, or maybe, you know, Nova Scotia or Quebec or Montreal, or I don't know. But I don't see a lot of them. Used to be fairly common. Now I don't know. I don't see too much. Usually kind of depends on the collectors. Sometimes they bring a bit of a premium. Sometimes nobody wants anything to do with them. Anyway, so this is box number 8. Thanks for watching, guys, and check out our other videos.